Guten Tag.
Hello, Mr. So-and-so here. At the moment we're getting quite some information for Marvel Heroes Omega. Asros has been streaming, or maybe he is still streaming, but I was at work so I couldn't check it out myself. So thanks to Forthright VG's Twitter account, he put out some information and I summarized it. I will link to that in the description. So there are quite some interesting, nice things, some not so nice, but let's just start with Black Cat might be out this week. It's still a maybe, but considering how shortly in advance we got the announcement for Nightcrawler, it could still be an option that maybe she releases, for instance, on Friday. Now, otherwise, we know that now that Elektra is confirmed for August to tie in with the Defenders on Netflix. That was pretty much to be expected. We also know that enhanced costumes are taking about 4 to 6 months of development time after the decision has been made to actually create them. So that's definitely good to know when we are talking about the enhanced costume or the super enhanced upcoming costumes. I've already mentioned it in my last video. For instance, Doctor Strange is getting a movie variant costume that will also change his powers to reflect his powers in the movie. So he will definitely play differently. So these costumes, as Asros said, take definitely 4 to 6 months of development time, and there are more coming up. Now, we have info already that by the end of the month we should receive a new themed Marvelous Loot Box offering, and we still have Spider-Man. It will be Women of Power by the end of the month, and so far we know that the classic costume for Miss Marvel should be part of it. Then finally, confirmation on a myth that has been brought up quite a few times. People thought, or some people thought, that the drop rates in co-op would actually be better, in particular for cosmically enhanced artifacts in a group versus solo, but that's definitely not the case. It's the same for both occasions. Now, another enhanced costume has been mentioned, but this is probably more addressing the PC version. Sabretooth will be an enhanced costume for Wolverine. Very likely one of these super enhanced costume also changing his skills, but probably he won't be out in 2017. So considering that, very likely assume this is speaking about the PC version, we probably have to wait a lot longer for a console release. Then Nightcrawler here, we can expect the next update with the next costume with an update to the Marvelous loot boxes, it seems. So far we don't have a date, but we know that Asros said the Marvelous loot box rotation will last for about 2 months. So we started on June 30th. It will probably therefore be end of August before we receive any new rotation to the Marvelous loot box table. Then more enhanced costumes. There will be a cinematic box, and apart from the movie variant for Doctor Strange, there will also be Iron Patriot and other movie variants, but so far we don't know which ones Asros was referring to. Then something that has also been mentioned quite a quite some time ago, but it was mentioned again, so I will just summarize that. The seed, the item seed, the RNG list of numerical entries for receiving a Marvelous loot box is generated on reception, but when you open the loot box, it will still draw the items from the current loot table, so you can actually save your Marvelous loot boxes if at the moment you don't have any costumes at the vendor that you actually want to acquire. Then again, more on the PC side, Lady Deadpool will be receiving a visual update, and voiceover work is also planned, so that will probably delay her till 2018. Considering that this is very likely talking about the PC version, we can expect the Lady Deadpool costume probably even later on consoles. Then some more good news. Frankencastle, a costume for Punisher, will, as it seems now, release for Halloween this year. So definitely a nice costume, and definitely nice that it's not so far away now. Then we already know that on PC in November they will get a new character, not an enhanced costume. It will be Unworthy Thor, or also called Odin's son. It's Thor in the comics who can't use his hammer anymore. And of course the same is happening in the movie in November. So apart from this new character, there will also be Ragnarok movie themed costumes. Then no details, but considering the prestige system, Asros said there will be cool changes and incentives to prestige now, which is definitely good news and definitely needed in my opinion, but also they will activate retroactively, so that's good news for people that are already prestiging. Then, one of the most requested features definitely is that we are finally able on consoles to adjust the effects of other players. The only mentioning here is slider to adjust other player effects requires substantive, probably meaning substantial, engineering work, so doesn't sound like we will receive anything like that in the near future. I think if a slider is too difficult, it would probably be nice to just give us an on-off option for other player effects. But so far, Midtown in particular in co-op is hell, and even more so for melee characters. Then another not so good news is the fact that there are no plans for us to be able to re-roll legendary quests on consoles. On PC you can pay credits to receive another legendary quest if you get one that you don't like, so that's definitely a bummer here. Also on that note, not being in development at the time, but it's being discussed, is synchronizing legendary quests in co-op, so you don't have to take turns but can actually do the same legendary quests on for you and your co-op partner or co-op partners. So that's definitely a good thing, and I hope that will be implemented soon. Then the next update is supposed to fix a whole mess of bugs, and that's definitely good news because I'm still very, very constantly reporting bugs, so hopefully a lot of them will be erased with the next update. Then on topic of raids, we still don't know when exactly. We don't know if only...
intermission is over.
Shut up, Nightcrawler. Okay, so we don't know if one raid or more raids. What we know is raid brackets raids will be fall winter 2017, so that can definitely mean a lot. It could be probably September with the Omega update if they are still on schedule, or it could also mean something like December 31st, as that is also still winter 2017. So let's just check this out. I will link to Forthright VG on Twitter. I will link to the summary topic, and I will update the video description with any more details that might come up. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please just let me know in the comments.